Yeah.
What up, y'all?
Live again.
What up? What up, Hanzy?
What up, bro?
Yo, I can't. You need to grow your afro back. Get like a fake afro just for the
I'm
podcast.
a rent one. Yeah. Rent the fro.
Rent the fro. Rent the fro. Because I feel very alone, like with my only afro being here, present, representing the fro by myself. Hi everyone, this is PopNerdom where Hanz and I sit down and we talk about all the nerd shit in the world. Yep. It's your boy Six.
Your boy Hanz.
I tried to Wakanda Forever that shit. I slapped my microphone and just slapped my own ear.
You almost hit it with the D-Generation X.
Although we usually talk about all kinds of nerd shit that's popping. This is a boys
edition
3-episode special again. Yeah, because we've been missing a couple of the last few weeks. Well, actually, not a couple, 3 of the last.
Yeah, exactly.
It's exactly 3 weeks we missed. So, we're catching up, man. So we're gonna do this, and then eventually, hopefully, we go back to normal next week.
Yes,
if not, you fucking just hit like, subscribe, and watch it anyways. So what are you gonna do? Not watch us?
For
Who
real?
does that?
How dare you?
Also, hit like. What's it gonna cost you? Also,
Nothing.
subscribe.
What's it gonna cost?
What's it gonna cost you?
And share it.
Come on,
What's
now.
it gonna cost you?
Yeah, man. That's the most loving thing you can do. Sharing is caring, and it can be fun
Always.
for you and me. My
But
big
yeah,
battery
man.
over here.
Bro, the boys.
Yeah, the boys. Has it been crazy? Yes.
Yeah. Episode 4 was the only episode where they're like, okay, we're gonna, you know what I mean? We're just gonna, you know what I mean? Let's recall things from the first season. Let's bring everybody back into the loop. Okay, everybody, we're all on the same page. All right.
All right, let's go.
Yep.
Everybody on the same page? We're going crazy.
All righty.
So, episode 4.
Looking at my notes real quick.
Yeah. First off, it's Starlight and Huey kind of getting back together.
Yeah,
it is. It is Butcher.
Homelander cracking even more.
Homelander cracking to like the edge. Butcher.
Nah, he's like, because he has superpowers, he's allowed to be like an inch off the ledge. Like, he's already off the ledge, he's just not falling because he flies. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but shit. And, you know, he's kind of fucking this dude that looked like the lady that, you know.
Yo,
like
the doppelganger, yo.
And then the doppelganger, like the one thing that fucked me up the most about that episode, by the way, we're going to jump all over this episode because there's a lot to cover, but when he turned into the Homelander with a dress, I was just like,
yo,
what the fuck just happened?
Yo, it was one of those things where Yvette was watching it on the TV and I was on the chair and I just like slightly turned at her and she's like already looking at me. She's like, are you disturbed? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I know he's fucked up in the head, but I'm like, I don't know.
This is the thing. We as men are so dumb that we're like, I don't know if I wouldn't fuck myself with a vagina. Because what would be wrong about it? Like, everything is wrong about that. But we're still, for like 1 second, we're like, oh. It is me.
That's what Homelander thought for 1 second. He's like,
Yo, but you saw it. Like, he had the same thought we all had. Because he's like, this is bothering me. But
if there was ever a scenario, I mean, the nigga is wearing silk.
But let's just think about it for a second. Nah, I gotta kill your ass. And then the judgment that comes from, you know,
Of course, the
who's
disgust all of a sudden.
see, pero it's self. What was so crazy about that scene is that it's
Everything.
self judgment.
Yes.
He's looking at Doppelganger and he's putting all of the anger he has towards himself in Doppelganger and being like, fuck you, and killing him by getting rid of that shame to some degree, which ain't happening, but okay.
Yeah,
we'll take it.
You are the shame that you carry. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Homelander.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you whatever.
Bruh.
But I was definitely
also-
happy to see. I forgot her name though, the actress though. I was happy to see her again because I liked her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that was interesting, disturbing.
Yo.
In the meantime, you have two things going on at once with Butcher getting together with his wife,
then
and
Huey
finally,
getting
Huey together with Starlight.
Yo.
So, but the thing about Butcher that I found fucking interesting as fuck is how much of a bigot he is.
Yeah.
that-
He really fucking hates soups, bro. He really hates them. You know, like it's not like a Homelander thing. It's like you got an inch of superpowers, and he's like,
Although I don't know, because the kid, his wife's kid, Rebecca's kid, is with Homelander. So maybe he's transferring that Homelander hate straight to the kid more so than it being about soups, because the
But he
female
called him
is
a
a
soup freak.
superhero.
He's like, but he's a soup freak.
But the female has compound V.
She does? They confirmed that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because that's what they would give her and her brother in the camps and stuff there, right?
Right. So he doesn't have any disdain for her, although he does have disdain for her because he's always telling Frenchie, "You got that shit." Because I think if he has to go deal with it, he'll kill her.
Yep.
Like,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah, he has no remorse.
like, I don't
he
think
don't see it.
Right.
There's no
I don't think he
humanity
has
for
any
him,
two ways.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So it was interesting to see his bigotry because that broke him a little bit and cleared him up. So by episode 3, when he's dealing with Starlight, it makes sense. But we'll get there when we get to episode 6. Sorry, not 3.
Yep.
And to see Rebecca, and you know, for me, the entire time, and I think I asked you by episode 3, do you think he can handle that kid?
Yeah,
I don't know if I
yeah.
actually asked you.
No,
I did ask you.
you asked me. You were like, do you think he has like what do you? How do you think he feels about that kid? You know what I'm saying?
Right, and then they just show it to you, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit. I will say this one thing. Yeah, I will say this one thing about this show that I love. Having read the comics, this is so far removed from the comic book. It's so completely different. In the comic book, Becca is dead. In the comic book, I mentioned this before, everybody's very one-dimensional. He hates heroes, but they don't give.
They'll tell you why.
Even in the format, it makes sense to be direct and let's go, because it's all about how they deal with things, and that's what makes it fun and funny. In this, the depth makes it interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like there is depth in it that makes it, because what could have Butch done if Butcher, not Butch, I keep calling him Butch. What could have Butcher done if his wife was alive and had a kid? Like, this is so smart for them to do, to separate themselves so far from the comic book.
But still
that
take little things that the people like. You know what
well,
I'm saying?
it has essence. It has enough of the essence that you forgive it. And by the way, when you change shit like this, look, it's not Batman, so you know, whatever. Like, it's not, you're not married to a 100-year-old mythos, right? But
What you mean Martha ain't died? Then that ain't Batman.
yeah, I don't care what you said. That ain't Batman. But shit. But when you do it right, when you do it good, when you do it smart, when you actually make it enjoyable, people don't get as angry at the fact that you're changing so much. This is so very different, but for me,
too,
it's good.
Modern, yo. Like it's
now.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's now, yo.
Yeah. And it right. It speaks to what's happening now. It speaks to the world. The other thing that we have to talk about this episode, it is the storefront. So Huey, Mother's Milk, and Starlight go looking for this superhero Liberty.
Yes.
That they have to there's something going on with the Liberty superhero. They don't know what the fuck it is or why and who, and they're trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And
who is Liberty?
Right, and why is she so well kept? And turns out it is Stormfront.
It is Stormfront. The whole Stormfront. Not
Right. She's been around apparently by this point for a long time. They don't know how
70
long.
years, they said.
Right. At least as a superhero.
Yeah.
And she hates black people.
Yeah,
but to a degree, but a different degree. Like this is like legit. Like oh shit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like genocide hate.
Right, and you see it, and it's like it kind of bothered me a little bit because I saw it and I was like, "Come on, you gotta go down this path. Why?" But they really enrich it to a level where it's beyond. Like it really gives it a root.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so she's old and she hates black people. What else is new? But this is not that.
Yeah,
this
it's not.
Right? It's not like a spoon of the same medicine. It's just more like, oh shit. Right, and I'm not saying. Right, and I'm not saying that I mind a story where racism is in it because we live in a racist world and you and I have experienced racism. But what I'm saying is, give me a flavor that I want. It's ice cream. Give me it's always vanilla ice cream. Like give me something else, and this is not. This is butter pecan ice cream, right? Right.
Trip. Why? Oh, okay. I still don't get it, but okay. For your character, I understand.
Right. So, anything else on episode 4? Look at your luscious notes. Hanzo has notes as big as Idris Elba's dick now.
So, it was very interesting to me that... Because, I guess there still is a little bit of that Stargirl innocence from the first season in there. Because when that shit happens and the thing explodes and they're at the motel, right? He's like, yo, you can't save people right now. And to me, it was like, y'all don't really save people, period. Like, everything I do is a PR stunt. So the fact that she wanted to actually jump is like, oh, okay, she's not stained
when the
and
truck
scorned.
hits the car.
Yeah.
Right. She obviously was always a little bit more of what the superhero is meant to be. Mm-hmm. She got the religious push into her. She has the goody good two shoes pushed into her. And so for her, there's a truth to that. Like there's a truth to doing it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Because she thought that was what the job was until she got to the job, and then she's like, oh wow, this is all PR.
All right, episode 5.
Yes, sir.
Let me start with one thing which I haven't seen. When we were doing season 1 of The Boys, I had one complaint. Is that we never saw Terror. Terror the dog.
Yeah.
Terror, fuck it. We hadn't seen him. And finally fucking 5 episodes in, I get Terror. And I am so happy. I understand, perhaps to some degree, why they don't use him, because it's hard working with a dog as it is. And it's hard with the things that they're doing to carry a dog in a car, because they don't do it like in the comic book. There's a lot of stillness, because it's a comic book.
Exactly.
So you can get away. You can get away with, like, even if they're running, yeah, he keeps up, but he's like a British bulldog with super tiny legs. That's not going to run 10 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be like, all right. So I understand why they don't use him, but it was so satisfying to see him.
And that's another thing. That's another callback, but also added to it. Because, you know what I mean? Because they switched the doll. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And having the added character of the aunt was super funny. She's like a dealer. She's obviously ghetto as fuck, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I like about episode 5, they gave us a glimpse into who Butch was, and he's just been crazy, bro. You thought it was just something that happened. Nah, the boy kind of always been balls to the walls. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
And then
Always.
losing his brother was like you know what I mean? That was his canary in the
Right.
coal mine. You know what I mean? That's what he used to be able to get him
Right.
back out.
And then I don't know if they make it very clear here. In the comic book, what saved them really was Rebecca. Rebecca was the thing or Becca was the thing that made him stay sane and grounded, because she was sweet and she made him a better man. And when she got killed by being raped by the Homelander, he fucking was like, oh, bet you want the gloves to be off? Bet Butcher's coming. But here, I think you're right. I think losing the brother was the catalyst rather than, or it maybe was the thing that started him, and Becca was the thing that grounded him again, maybe in the show. I will tell you this, because she told him to get the fuck out of there, because he obviously is a bigot. You hear my cat meowing?
Yeah, that's who that was. I thought that was Milo.
Because shut up, Arya. Because you can hear, I didn't mean that. I love my cat. I feel bad. I do. Because he lost her because she was like, you can't, this is my son. Like, I understand where it came from. I understand it's a wrong thing. I still hate the Homelander, but this is my son. Yep. So the moment, and I knew it, the moment that he was unwilling.
We're trying to throw a widget in between a mom and her son.
Bro, you fucked up. And he starts the episode by starting some fight in the middle of nowhere, because he wants to feel that pain. He wants to be like, I deserve this pain.
That's how you can tell he's this tormented soul, bro. Like, really, he finds happiness through other people finding happiness. He's never like really happy. He's just
right.
The person he's with is happy, and that's happy for him. Like, nah, you good. You smiling today. I'll smile because you smile.
Right. And so his approach to dealing with
got his ass whooped too. Shit, he could take a beating, man. Yo, he can take a beating, bro.
He over here taking fucking peas and shit with the Homelander on him, and being like, and he obviously reached a point where he kind of broke a little bit. He's talking to Huey, and he's like, you are my canary, and I understand, but, take care of yourself. And he's obviously suicidal, so he's like, I'm done. By the way, I was going to say in the last episode, the scenes with Black Noir being like, I need Billy Butcher, and sitting with that girl for like 50 hours, and he's just looking, and she's like, all right, well, here's a video. And she finally finds him, so relentless. He pays off so well in the next episode, because he's just there. Yep. And he was the scariest thing I've seen in The Boys so far, ever in The Boys, is looking at a roof.
What his powers are. Yo, we really don't know the extent of any of their powers, to be completely honest with you.
No. I mean, you can kind of, like of course Homelander is Superman, and you can tell, and you can always tell.
There's a prototype, but we don't know everything in the arsenal.
Right, and so one of the scariest things I've seen in that show, like, I don't know why it bothered me so much, was, well, the house is falling. The things that I saw that really was like, what the fuck is this? Was a house in the middle of like perfect suburbia that looks like a Tim Burton, like a Tim Burton movie, like it's like everything is perfect. It looks like a model kit, and there he is on a roof, lurking. Bro, I was like, that's unsettling. Like, I don't want to see that ever, never. I never want to see that ever. It was very unsettling.
And before we got even to that, they're high gear into this Dawn of the Seven movie, right? They're showing us all these scenes. Your boy A-Train getting written out. Freaking Maeve gets outed. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
she gets outed by somebody else.
By somebody.
Fucked up. And he's just fucking with her. Homelander is.
But you see, that's what she said about, like, I like when she says shit about Homelander, because it's very she holds nothing back. She's like, yo, you think he's gonna let that happen? You think you're not gonna show what? You think you're gonna live? You know what I'm saying? Like what?
Yeah.
Like, he destroys everything. He destroys everything he touches, yo.
That's the way he is. And so it was incredible and super good to see the how they treating A-Train, because he goes back to that race thing. Especially because Stormfront comes down, you know, now that you know that she killed the black guy, and Stormfront comes down and she's like, you know, they let all kinds of people get in because he's talking about the church of the whatever it's called, the deep, the church that the deep is in, and
I call it the Fresco Church.
Right, the Fresco Church, bro. It's weird, and it's not weird. It's strong, and it's very to the point, and it's really bringing that racist thing that we've been dealing with this entire, I don't know, 5,000 years, but mostly now this year, right to the forefront, because even that girl Rachel is treating him like shit. Yep. The director's treating him like shit.
Everybody's treating him like a person that they just want to get rid of. They just want, like, oh, vete, just do this, okay, all right. Oh, that was fine. Okay, all right. It was like when he says, he's like, you know, we can do those lines again to him. He was like, no, that was fine. He's like, oh, it was fine. Like, he's not like he didn't try to, like, you sure you want to? Oh, let's go. We're just trying to get him out.
A-Train has been this season, to me, the most powerful character to deal with emotionally, not in power, but emotionally powerful, because he really is representing a lot of things that are happening in the world. And everybody from Starlight, who's probably not racist, but is dealing with him as a second thought. Like, yeah, okay, so
that's the white privilege.
Really, don't fuck with the money, but I don't care about you.
Yep.
You know?
And that's the white privilege. That he's like, yo, he says he's broke. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I got rid of this. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to worry about that. He's like, yo, somebody, you know who says they're not worried about the money? Somebody who grew up with money.
Right. And so is her being privileged? Is Homelander treating him like a nuisance? Is Stormfront treating him like
a second class citizen?
He's a mistake. He's a mistake of nature. Is everybody, and he's having this path, and is even the Deep abusing that feeling too?
That you know, yo, bro, Deep on the low, man. Deep on the low making a comeback, bro. Deep on the low making a comeback, because yo, you're right. He's using that hurt, that mistrust, that lostness. You know what I mean? To, you know, just, forget it. Forget I mentioned it. Yeah, you know what I mean? He just leaves them in the air. Forget it. No, mention what? He's like, oh,
right.
Got him.
And by the way, going into the deep a little bit, going to the deep end. Queen Maeve dealing with the Deep. I don't know what the fuck she's planning. Well, I know what she's planning because they show you eventually, but I think using him is a mistake. I think because the Deep is an idiot, and he hasn't stopped being an idiot, and he's gonna pop off at some point. You know what I mean?
The Deep, no matter how deep he seems, if he's with you, he likes red because you like red. If he's with me, he likes blue because I like blue. If he's with Homelander, he likes yellow because Homelander, he has no balls. That's how everybody's. And also, too, he still feels so guilty for the shit he's done that guilt is used against him. Maybe, you know what I mean? But like, you want to get back into the 7, right? He's like, yeah, of course, anything. You know what I mean?
Anything to get back into the 7. So, you know, the Queen Maeve thing, Queen Maeve is scaring me a little bit because I think she's becoming reckless because she's desperate. And I think it's gonna, if you don't fuck with Homelander, dude, like Homelander will fucking, I mean, I don't know if she can take him again, but what are the chances that she can't? And so we shall see. We shall see where that pays off. It's being interesting to see, but I think she's fucking up. I think she's getting too personal because the girl that she loves is involved in it, and it's getting
outed,
too personal for her.
Yup, she's outed. You know what I'm saying?
And so she's off her balance. She's off her balance.
And she's
sure.
not the main girl no more. Also, neither. You know what I'm saying? Stormfront.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I mean? It's moving towards the front. Now let's speak about how crazy Stormfront and goddamn Homelander are, bro. Sadistic fucks, bro. Holy crap, bro. Now, did you think? Now, when we were like, yo, she was an agent of VOT. Like, yo, that was our initial feeling off the rip. Yo, she an agent of VOT. She an agent of VOT. Did you think she had the hots for Homelander?
You know, I thought she was using him, but I didn't understand that. And that's the beauty of making her a Nazi.
Yeah.
Is that there is something deeper about their hatred and the way that they manipulate their own feelings. Sadism is a tool for them. So even love is a tool for them. So I think that making her a Nazi makes it believable for her to actually love him, because he's a blonde, blue-eyed, giant perfection of man that happens to be easy to manipulate because he's really insecure and dumb. So she knows how to play with him. And that comes more into play in episode 6, but you can really see that she is smart enough to understand where to go with him, how to deal with him, and to get exactly what she wants. And that makes her so dangerous. And I don't think that she's actually afraid of him. But what I think is she's afraid of him.
Unhinged Homelander.
Not even. I think she's afraid of him not being on her side. Not being able to manipulate him. I think that's what she's actually afraid of. You know?
It's crazy because, we didn't mention it, but she's like the guy's wife. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but that's next episode. Let's get there, actually. And by the way, before we move into episode 6, let me say this. Butcher, when he's at the end of episode 5, when he's willing to get killed by... Well, that's not the end, because the end is where Homelander and Stormfront actually get naked and start fucking each other up and fucking each other. It was really fucking sadistic. It's just like too much. Like burn my tits. Yeah. And I was just like, whoa. But again, that seemed like manipulation more than anything else. You know. Anyways, Butcher is ready to get killed, right? And those guys come and save him in more than one way. We're aware. They come in with the guns and they're shooting a Black Noir. And
who's that? How do you kill him? Like what the? Like,
I don't know. You're right. He is the coolest character here. He doesn't talk. He just fucking kills everybody and he moves on with his day. And that's scary.
To see, like, now, I think there's four sevens, bro. There's 4 teams in the 7. I think it's Homelander and who he thinks he's controlling. You understand what I'm saying? It's now Stormfront and who she thinks she's controlling. It's freaking Esposito and Black Noir, because Black Noir seems like is his tool. You know what I'm saying? If
he's a company man. He's a company man.
Fart, he's gonna fart. You know what I mean? And then there's the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Like the rest of them trying to figure out where they land in there, yo. Like it's very interesting to see the dynamic in the VOT. You know what I'm saying? Because how about if Miss VOT, Liberty, Stormfront isn't on the same page as Esposito because he's black? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that hasn't been introduced yet. You know what I'm saying? That little relationship or how they talk and how they correlate and all that. But yeah, the dynamics of these different teams and the different circles within this VOT circle and is very interesting, very good to play out.
And you're right that there's power struggles going on within so much power.
So
and
much
Esposito
power.
is the losing side because, like
He has no powers.
right now, well, I mean, we don't know if he has powers.
Very true.
Really,
Very true.
who knows?
Very true.
Right now, Stormfront is the winning team, right?
Yeah. She's looking like the winning team.
Unfortunately. But let's jump into episode 6. There's a lot that pays off in episode 6 of things that... Hold on, let me try to move this without fucking breaking my concentration. So, the number one thing that's happening is the kind of asylum where they're keeping all these superheroes. Where
Yes. The and what was his name? Fire Lantern? What the heck is his name?
he's
Something Lantern, right?
Lamplighter. The Lamplighter.
There we go. Yeah.
Which is played by the X-Men's Iceman.
Iceman, yep. Yo, it took me so long to. I'm like, yo, he's had powers before.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, it's Iceman. So I was like, oh, that's cool. They're making him a doctor. But then they made him Pyro from the X-Men the exact same way with the lighter.
Yeah,
he's exactly like Pyro. He does the exact same thing where he lights it up.
Muscle memory.
But from another actor that played another character on the same series, like that was super cool. It was fantastic that they used them. It really explained a ton about Frenchie and why Frenchie is the way he is.
Yes,
it explains. It really cleared the air between Frenchie and the female because it explains that they're exactly the same guy and why he's doing what he's doing. It was interesting to see this place though because it was a mystery just for like an episode and a half. It was a mystery.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they paid it off right away because fucking hell,
I needed that. We needed that. You know what I'm saying? We needed to understand Frenchie, and plus, remember, this is literally the mid arc. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And it's mid arc. We have a perfect approach to bringing something new into the mix. They're doing a lot this season. Like they're really moving fast. They're doing a lot, but they're bringing something strong that's a danger to everybody and nobody.
Mm-hmm.
This is technically a place that is exactly making the female.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the same thing. It's like adults that took the compound B that are reacting. They're trying to morph them to whatever they need.
You have 3 reactions. So you either die, you get
it's
powers,
basically
or
the
you
village.
fucked up.
It's basically the village where they took the female from. Like it's exactly the same. And the approach it's fantastic. There is there is something that I've always complained about the show other than terror, which is that the boys don't have Compound B. And I felt like this episode was really about them coming to terms about taking Compound B. Mm-hmm. Like I think that they're going to be able to.
We were only hearing about it like in kids. You know what I'm saying? Like we were that was just prominent. Like I guess everybody that got it as a child. Nobody got it as an adult. But now we're finding out, nah, that's happening too.
Yeah, man. And so, and really, it's as we learned from Stormfront, really, it's the first time that it was with an adult.
Yeah,
because it was her.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's keeping this going. She's having this army being built to some degree and let him.
And I wonder if Esposito knows about that.
You know, it's interesting because he knows a lot more that he leads on to,
Mm-hmm. Like we don't, because they remember, in a company, there's like this. There's the people that are related to the owner that think they know best, and then there's the people that are actually working. You know what I mean?
They're actually running the show that really know what the fuck is going on. Where is this money going and why? Who's putting money where and why? If I control where your money goes, if I control the money that you get, I probably control where your money goes.
Yup.
If I can control where your money goes, I can definitely figure out what the fuck is happening. But you're right. I don't know if this is vote sanctioned or if it's only Stormfront sanctioned.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because she's old enough to have acquired riches, and she is a Vought. You know what I'm saying? So she has to have money. You know? And it's crazy that she took an X7 member and put him there to watch. You know what I mean? Like her personal guard dog. You know?
And by the way, taking the guy once again, the level of manipulation that she has. She's taking a guy that is fucked up, that really got fucked by having powers. You know, like she's once again, this is a guy that's borderline suicidal, but instead he's self-doubting and self-deprecating. And so it's like, all right, okay, I understand you can't be in the 7 anymore because you're not good enough, but maybe you can keep an eye on me for these guys because there you go.
You can seem useful somehow. You make yourself useful.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that this episode had a lot to do with realizing that all of these characters are basically the same. Homelander and Butcher are not different people. They just have different agendas. Because they're willing, like Butcher is willing to kill somebody just to get Huey to a hospital.
Yep.
And that's not good. That doesn't make you a good person. That doesn't mean that you're right. When Starlight, I suppose, killed that guy. Did she kill him?
Yeah. That's how I understood it.
That's how I understood it. Because there's blood running from his head and all that. Fuck, man. Like, she's realized, I think she was the one that made me realize, she's saying we're not the same. Yes, you are the same. All of them are the same. Like, the only guy that I feel that is truthful and honest and nice and is the same in the comic books is Huey.
Yep.
Huey is the guy that continues to be in over his head.
Everybody else just dabbles in the gray. Yup.
Because he really got built with a strong moral compass that doesn't fit in this world. But he's angry and he doesn't know what to do with his anger, and everybody's manipulating his anger.
Now,
Now, is Starlight as evil as? I don't think so. You know, she's probably the best of them all. She's probably the one that still has a little bit like an honest goodness to her, like you said.
She tries.
A few episodes ago, she wanted to help people.
It at least shows itself prominently. You know what I mean? Like, you know?
Right. So, is it are they all the same? I think so. I mean, there's different levels. Because Queen Maeve is another one that...
Well, So she sends the Deep to go and search for the black box of the plane. Because it would have, like, you know, like recordings and things like that.
Instead, he only found like a cell phone record, or a GoPro recording.
Of course, he found a GoPro in the bottom of the ocean. How do you tell the fish to look for that, though? That's the first thing I thought. I'm like, you send him a picture? Like, yo, Mr. Dolphin, show everybody. This is what we're looking for. But, yo, it was good. But now we see what she's trying to do. But it's like you said. It's like, is that enough? Like, are you, you know what I mean? And then I like it that her girlfriend found the video. Because now it's like, now you're at a crossroad, girl. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She's always talking about how bad Homelander is, and she's always pointing the you know what I mean? The fingers at Homelander. But guess what? When you point finger, there's 3 of them motherfuckers, 4 of them motherfuckers pointing right back at you.
At your ass.
Right back at you, yo.
And it's true because guess what? You could say that you're scared of him. You could say that he's menacing. You could say whatever you want.
Whatever.
But when you're letting a whole plane full of people die and not trying anything,
Not trying harder, you know.
You don't. There's no excuse, dude. There is no excuse. And she's trying to say like, I was afraid, and he's. I don't care. Like there's nothing good enough that you can say in that moment. Like you fucked up. And look, listen. We all fuck up in a really horrible way. Hopefully, I can only hope the way we fuck up doesn't cost a life.
Exactly.
Much
or
less a
plane full of
lives. You know what I'm saying? So,
and the only thing that survive is the GoPro. Bruh, it's crazy, nigga, because my GoPro was floating in water, nigga, when my house was on fire. That shit is so resilient. Like, of course it would be a GoPro.
Shit. By the way, I skipped over something because there's a bunch that was happening in that fortress of older soups in the making. And it is being choked by a dick.
Yo, that was so funny. Yo, bruh.
And then Frenchie wouldn't.
Why you gotta be so close-minded? Why you so close-minded?
Yo, I was dying. And he wouldn't let up.
I love that was his response to, was that his dick? He goes, why you so close-minded? You never had a dick on your shoulder, nigga?
Yo, I was dying. And then this motherfucker, his expression wasn't like, right? His expression wasn't enough that he was like, yo, I just survived this. It was just more like, was that
for real? That could be what my thigh. This nigga touch you with his penis, bro.
By the way, we all fuck around and talk about, yeah, I want to fly, I wanted this, I wanted that. That is truthfully, the one superpower every man. I don't care if you are. I don't care if you're a porn star like fucking Dirk Diggler. You still want that superpower.
Bruh, that was so good. And that's the comedy that I love about them, bro. I love Frenchie's response. Why are you so close-minded? The hell?
Like, Frenchie, you ever got choked by a dick? Yeah. But the problem is that you don't know. You don't know what Frenchie, like, Frenchie probably suck a dick or two. Like,
you just don't know. From the looks of it looks like he was in a throuple. Right? From the looks of it looked like he was in a throuple. You don't know. Frenchie not close-minded, bro. He a new age man. Why are you so close-minded?
Oh, shit. Yo, and speaking of Frenchie, his whole relationship with that lady that was using the female to cut the guy's face off, by the way, just was like, whoa. But for sure that you see that they have a history and why she kind of hates him and what everything that was everything and that story was really deep because once again, like I said, this episode is about how they all think they're one better than the other, and they're all the same.
And it's crazy because the Lantern Man was like, "Why didn't you stop me?" And he was like,
"And what's your response?"
Yup. You know what I'm saying? But look, he went to go tend to somebody he loved because he had an emergency, and to Lantern Man's fucking, to his defense, he didn't know they were kids. You understand? Like,
right.
It's like, yo,
Right.
it's like who's really pull? It's a bunch of strings being pulled, bro. People are being moved along, and you just don't know who's really pulling the string because when you get to a hand que está jalando, hay otro que está jalando atrás. You know what I mean? Like, it's another person pulling it. Like, what? Love it. Love it. Yo,
I'm loving it, dude.
7, 8, 9 is going to be some shit, bro. I feel it. They gave
Yo,
us the
for
boring
real.
episode in 4, which wasn't. It wasn't boring. It was just boring to the standards of the other ones. You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
Bro,
right.
the 5th one, they gave us a little excitement, and the 6th one, they just left us like dick on the
Yo.
shoulder.
Dick on your shoulder. You choking your ass.
Boom. It was so confused. It was like,
I think once again, because we touched on, it, the idea of having a Nazi agenda to make it the agenda of evil to why Stormfront is the way that she is perfect. It is a level of evil that we know and understand.
Yup.
It's a level of evil that
has realness.
Bro, and that we understand it to be. It's not just bigotry. It's not just racism. It's an ideal of purity of person
utopia. Yep.
that it's so flawed but so perfectly viable by anybody that fits into it. It's the Donald Trump effect. It's the Donald Trump effect. Is if
Mexicans stealing our jobs. Build the wall.
if
Makes
you
sense.
if you really think you fit into what he's saying is perfection, you are willing to cast everybody else down and burn them alive as long as you get to fit. And when you bring that ideal so strongly up front into somebody and have her be 100 years old now, because now you know she's born in 1919, to have her be the way she dealt with Homelander at the end there, where I was telling you, she's not scared of him.
No. Yep,
She's in love with the ideal so strongly that for her, he represents everything that she needs to reach it, that she's in love with the idea.
That's her and her husband's idea. In a sense, that's their idea, baby. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's their startup. You know what I mean? Like, that's their startup company is Homelander. They want him to look like that, act like that, be that person, yo. And it's kind of weird because this dude, you know, he loves a good mom fantasy. So it's like weird, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
Bro, there are so many levels of this. The idea, look, when he's killing that guy, when he kills the guy, like fucking squeezing his face by coming,
Yeah.
you are understanding that she is so fucking smart at manipulating him. So smart. She really is in a different level, dude, and it really shows. Now, something we didn't talk about the ending of episode 4 or 5. Episode 5 is the girl that squeezes everything and breaks it. I'm calling her Akira because she really shows up like Tetsuo in Akira. That she survives Stormfront's she survives Stormfront's direct attack, and she's at the end of the episode, it's like pulling for a cab. To me, oh no, that's the end of this episode. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's the end of this episode.
That's the bald headed, right?
Yeah. To me, once again, is a payoff to bringing that unknown factor that is gonna make it interesting at the end of it all. Now, I know how the boys end in the comic book, and I'm not pointing out that I read the comic book. Everybody knows that, but what I'm saying is, the way that comic book ends does not fit this universe. And for the way this universe is going, they're gonna need to bring a lot of powerful power players to bring in whatever kind of conclusion they're gonna give, because I don't know if they're gonna go the same conclusion, but something is gonna have to give and something is gonna have to change. And either
I think
everybody's
Stormfront is the false bad guy, bro.
I think Stormfront is, and by the way, something happened when she's showing Homelander's pictures of her getting married under a swastika, that he has a moment where he's like, are you a, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had a moment where he was like,
he almost was disgusted a little bit. Almost. Like, just, like, he was like,
yeah, what the fuck? Like, because once again, it's playing on ideals, right?
yes. And also, things at the time. It's also a time mindset. You understand what I'm saying?
But understand that we in the United States, I'm not an American. I'm from the American continent, but I wasn't born here, and I'm not a white man from America. So let me put myself apart in that way. But in America, there is a sentiment of absolute hatred towards the Nazi Party that is engraved
because it's
into everybody.
anti-American. Yes, it's anti-American.
It wigs people out to be. I mean, hey, there's still neo-Nazis and there's the KKK, so not that much. But
and the Proud Boys.
yeah, thank you. So so it's not it's not that far removed. But what I'm saying is, still, even within having all of those groups, as an American white man, when somebody says Nazi, they skeeved out a little bit.
Yeah.
And like so it was perfect that he had a reaction of like, the fuck? Is that really like, huh? Reaction that I think was an interesting approach, but really she once again showed how good she is by saying, we are perfection. You are perfection. And this is what we want this world to be, perfect. So I'm not quite sure where Homelander really falls in this. Because I think Homelander might have a bigger problem with being claimed as a Nazi than he is as being claimed as perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, she played with the wording and she made it so that he understood it. You're perfect, and this world should be for perfect people. But to her, perfect means blonde, blue eye, white. And so I don't know, this girl that escaped, the girl with the crunching power,
Kira,
she really is gonna bring something to the table that I'm sure is gonna be way more interesting than what we're expecting. And I really think she's gonna be lasting a few seasons. I could be wrong as fuck, but I really think they want to drive it somewhere where, yeah, we got an actual bad guy with an actual agenda that makes sense to the story. And she might be more like Butcher.
There is a bad guy, but there's not a bad guy. It's true what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, there is a bad guy, but there's not a bad guy. There's just is people that have always been there doing shady things. There's not an actual new coming of a bad guy like a Thanos arriving. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yes.
And
yes.
In the comic book, it's interesting because they do a lot of shit that's being prepared by both good guys and bad guys. And of course, there's one or two people that get power hungry, like Homelander, but they really are like, fuck it, I'm gonna take over the world. Like, Homelander does it behind doors. There's some motherfuckers that really does it and they kill him.
Yep.
And so, but let's see. And it's interesting. I'm really, 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 really excited to see what the next couple episodes is gonna bring.
Same. Can't wait.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. Hey, we had a Dune trailer. I did a little reaction to that. It was fantastic. I think it was a little too dramatic. And Dune itself, the book, is a little bit more based on real feelings. So
yeah.
I think the over dramatization is a bit but it looks great. And what's the other trailer that we had this week?
Didn't the Mandalorian 2 come out?
Mandalorian trailer for Mandalorian season 2 come out, which was fucking great. So there's a lot of stuff out, but we'll talk about that like right now. It was great. Go watch them.
Yep.
Thank you for coming by and listening to us.
Yes, and watch The Boys and counteract those bad comments, yo. Freaking people. Yo, you know what? I was reading through the comments. It's not even about the series. People are mad that there's ads on Amazon Prime.
Okay, well, pay more.
How about you put that on the review of Amazon Prime, not on the show? Like,
right?
You get what I'm saying? Like, you what the hell? It's just sitting at a 3 because y'all schmucks, and it has nothing to do with the show. You're talking about some commercials. Like, what the hell? I went comment diving, bro. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people? I said, yo,
2020, bro, 2020.
2020, yo, for real. Let's not complain on the app's review. Let's complain on one of the shows.
Yeah, right. Anyways,
Whatever.
enjoy. Everybody, stay safe. Put on a fucking mask. Don't be an idiot.
Don't be an idiot.
And let's start making America. I almost said let's start making America great again. But I'm not want to say. I want to take that from him and make it like make America great again. Stop fucking killing everybody with COVID.
Real.
Put on a mask.
Stop spreading it. It's in a high five. You don't gotta give it to everybody you see. You know what I'm saying? Just because you see your boy, yo, no.
Yo, there's some of these too. Yo, what up? You
Yo,
good? All right.
for real.
See you later.
Use your fingers, nigga. Use your fingers.
Yeah, man. Thank you for coming to PopNerdom. We love you. And
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, man. We'll see you next week. Whoa, Hansi. Whoa.
I'm feeling,
Put the
baby.
guns away, bro.
That's how
Put
I'm
the guns
feeling,
away,
baby.
bro.
That's how I'm feeling. It's the gun show.
Peace.
That's the end of the video, and bye. Don't forget to subscribe. That's it.